the cartridge age to the digital age, they have a tremendous impact on our lives for over 50 years. And who are the most recognizable faces? Well, it's Mario and Sonic. Who else? And while some fans say that one has the better franchise over the other, I like both Mario and Sonic. That rivalry is a good motivator to make good games, which I enjoy. And so, during the 7th generation of consoles, both companies of Nintendo and Sega wanted to see who can make the better game. It was also Sonic's 15th anniversary, so they really wanted to make the game special. Nintendo made Super Mario Galaxy, an epic space adventure where they take the Red Plumber to new heights farther he has ever gone before, while Sega made Sonic 06. Yeah, not a lot of people like Sonic 06, often criticizing it for being unpolished, unfinished, ton of bugs, and calling it the worst game of all time. But if I'm being honest, I honestly like Sonic 06. Well, that's just great. My first review online, I just said a controversial opinion. Well, it's better to say it now before I made a fan base yet, but it's like starting lower than rock bottom. Well, let's get this train wreck rolling. Okay, when I say I like Sonic 06, I really mean it. However, that does not mean I'm not aware of its painful flaws. It's just that they don't really bother me as much. I mean, yes, they prevent me from liking the game more, but I still think it's enjoyable regardless. I mean, how bad is it really?
Bad enough that the game was possessed by the devil and is using your body as a physical reaper of souls via video games.
Oh, where do I begin? Okay, let's start with some backstory first. Like I said before, Sega wanted to make a good impression for the next generation, so they wanted to have a game for every console. However, they pushed Sonic Team so much that it had to split up so they work on several games. One of those games was Sonic and the Secret Rings, which I will admit that I don't like. And the other game is Sonic the Hedgehog, aka Sonic 2006, which we're gonna talk about today. Okay, let's talk about the story. In the fictional country of Soliana, they're having their annual cultural festival of the sun. And during this festival, the Princess Elise, makes an appearance. But unfortunately, this happy little festival gets interrupted when freaking rockets appear from the sky and blow up the city. Who could be responsible for this, you ask? Well, it gotta be none other than that dastardly...
A pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Soliana. I am Dr. Eggman. I've come here to obtain the secret of the flames of disaster from you.
Okay. I don't know who you are, but you're not the Eggman that I remember. Okay, whenever I think of Dr. Eggman, I think of this fat dude, which I can't take seriously. Not this dude, who looks like he lost a few pounds. Well, Doctor, I don't know what you did, but good for you for losing all that weight. What's your secret? However, to prevent Eggman to ever gain what he wants, a lovable blue hedgehog comes speeding in and helps save the night.
I'm Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog!
With the princess in tow, Sonic then spends most of the game trying to keep Elise away from Eggman. But meanwhile, in a separate storyline, Shadow the Hedgehog is also in this game, and he infiltrates a base that belongs to Eggman. Yeah, before the game, Shadow became a secret agent. And his job is to save Rouge the Bat and help her steal the Scepter of Darkness. Why? Well, because it's called the Scepter of Darkness. It just sounds dangerous. However, before they could get away with the Scepter of Darkness, Eggman appeared and cut off their escape route, and a firefight ensues. But during the fight, they accidentally dropped the scepter and unleashed whatever abomination that was inside. This evil is called Mephiles the Dark.
I owe much to you, Shadow. What you gave to me, I now return to you. A one-way ticket to oblivion.
Mephiles then sends Shadow and Rouge to the future, where cities are on fire, monsters are around every corner, the streets are covered in lava, and The Force Awakens was directed by M. Night Shyamalan. And that leads us to our third hedgehog, Silver.
He's Silver, so they named him Silver. Makes sense to me.
Silver is a hedgehog from the future who was somehow born with telekinetic powers. With those powers, he tried to make the world a bit more livable, but what can you do when it's the end of the world? But he's not alone, however, since he gets help from Blaze the cat. What is Blaze doing in this game? Okay, for those who don't know, Blaze the cat came from a handheld Sonic game called Sonic Rush, which, yeah, I recommend go play. Is a good game to pass the time. Anyway, in the game, it's revealed that Blaze the cat came from an alternate universe, not the future, which I'll explain my thoughts after the story. Anyway, in order for Silver and Blaze to fix the world, they must kill that thing that is the cause of it. Ifrit! However, every time they destroy Ifrit, he's just gonna respawn later at some other location and they would have to fight him all over again. But then, Mephiles appears and he says he knows a way how to bring an end to Ifrit. Maybe he's not such a bad guy after all. Mephiles tells them that they need to go back in time before Ifrit was to be created and stop the person who is going to summon him. That person? Sonic the Hedgehog? Okay, screw what I said about him earlier. Sonic bringing about the apocalypse is BS. With the misinformation, Silver Blaze then gets sent back through time with their misguided goal on trying to stop Sonic from creating Ifrit. So yes, Silver has become the Terminator. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So yeah, that's the story. Sonic is trying to stop Eggman, Shadow is after Mephiles, and Silver is trying to find a way to stop Ifrit for once and for all. Now there's more to the story than just that, like how Shadow and Rouge manage to go back to the present, how Silver finds out that Sonic isn't necessarily the trigger, and I haven't even mentioned that the Chaos Emerald is also involved in all this. I just want to give a basic plot synopsis, just so some people can be a bit more interested in the game, and won't reveal too many spoilers. Shut up. And besides, if I explain the whole story, we will be here for quite a while.
Lastly, look how long this video has gone! I haven't even covered the game itself yet! I literally spent this entire time talking about how bad the story is.
I think everyone's problems with the story is that they think it's complicated and convoluted. Well, I think that's because the story was trying to be ambitious and epic, since it's also an anniversary title. I think the writers should be a bit more careful while writing, since they want to add time travel. But the thing about time travel is an easy thing to muck up. That is because not everybody understands time travel and have their own ideas on how it works. For example, when Shadow went back in time, I get it. He found out how Mephiles and Ifrit was created, and also found out that he was the one who sealed Mephiles in the first place. Now, somebody who thinks he knows time travel might say,
Apparently, because time travel is such a chaotic plot element, Shadow was always meant to seal Mephiles inside the Scepter of Darkness 10 years ago, but there's just one little problem with that. Shadow was still cryogenically frozen on Prison Island during that time. There's no way he could have been the one destined to seal Mephiles. It makes sense. Then that means Shadow, at some point or another, snuck out of Prison Island one night, visited Soliana because he read on the brochure that the food was good, and helped the Duke of Soliana seal Mephiles inside the Scepter of Darkness. Shadow then returned back to his sleeping tube back on Prison Island, where in 10 years' time, Dr. Eggman will release him, kicking off the events of Sonic Adventure 2.
No, if that was the case, then Shadow will be running into Shadow. But like I said, not everybody knows the functionality of time travel. I could be very much wrong in this case. So please, oh great and powerful Johnny, don't be mad at me. What do I think of the story? There were a few moments that caused me to scratch my head, but nothing really that caused me to be angry and confused. For example, Blaze. While I was a little bit annoyed that her backstory was trying to be retconned, I still like Sonic Rush. I like her in that game, and I like seeing Blaze here. So, I guess it's what you can accept, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's talk about gameplay now. Wait. Before we move on, I'd like to mention something first. During the first playthrough of Sonic 06, I did not have a good time playing through Crisis City. It was long, it was hard, I died the most there, and I did not have a good experience. So from that statement, I wasn't happy seeing it again in Sonic Generations. Playing it there just reminds me why I did not like it. However, years later, when I went back and played Sonic 06 again, I found Crisis City wasn't that hard anymore. In fact, it was easy now. And when I went back to Generations, it was still hard there. So, anyway, back to the GT gameplay clip. In fact, let's start it from the beginning again. In this game, you play as one of 3 hedgehogs: Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. At the start of the game, you can only play as Sonic, because main character. However, as the hedgehogs meet each other, you then get a chance to play as them. Each hedgehog has its own set of stages that was made for them. Sonic has 3 stages. One is the classic platforming stages, where you gotta get to A to B the quickest, no duh, and he has high speed sections where he drank a can of nitro and just rushes to the goal at blinding speed, and you meant to avoid any obstacles in your way. The third type of Sonic stages is the Elise stages, where you just carry the Princess Elise through a stage. It's not exactly an escort mission, since you not protect her from any enemies. In actuality, it's more like Elise helping Sonic through a stage. You see, she can form a magical force field, because of a reason, and it not only helps Sonic from protecting him from projectiles, but it allows him to walk across waters or sands or anything that's like bottomless pits for him. It's just a way to get through a stage. Shadow has 2 stages. One is the platforming stage, similar to Sonic's, but while Sonic's stage is more focused on speed, Shadow is more focused on action. His levels is filled with more enemies. You gotta defeat those enemies in order to progress. I guess Shadow just like beating people up or killing monsters. The second type of Shadow stage is vehicle sections. Sometimes through the middle of a level, Shadow will come across a vehicle. Sometimes it's optional and the vehicle is just left there for you to use or not. Other times it's more mandatory, like you gotta chase a train and try to shoot it to bits. Actually, this was taken from a previous Sonic game called Shadow the Hedgehog, which I already mentioned 2 other Sonic games in this review, so I'm gonna stop there. Silver only has 1 type of stage, but it's more unique than the others. You gotta use Silver's telekinetic powers to actually go through the level. There's like making platforms out of nearby objects or using his powers to solve puzzles. During combat, Silver will use his own enemy's strengths against them, like picking up a stunned enemy or stopping a projectile in mid-air and shooting them right back. I feel fairly satisfied when I do it. And then there are the Amigos, where for a part of a stage, you gotta play as one of the side characters. These include Tails the Fox, Knuckles the Echidna, Rouge the Bat, E123 Omega, Amy Rose, and Blaze the Cat. And admittingly, most of them aren't that good. I feel like I'm playing as a weaker character than the main character. In fact, I feel like they're weaker than themselves from previous games. The only one that I do like though is Blaze the Cat, because I still feel like I'm playing as a main character. But that's probably because of Sonic Rush. And there is the hub world. In between level and stages, you can explore this country of Soliana. However, despite giving you plenty of room to roam and explore, there isn't really much good stuff to do around here. You can talk to people to get side missions, but aside from a few that are mandatory in order to progress, all of them are optional and just something to waste your time on. And by wasting your time, I mean not good enough to spend your time on. There are a few shops about where you can buy upgrades, and you can get the money by clearing side missions. But you can also get money by clearing the regular missions as well. And I think, if you're really good enough, that's all you really need to get the upgrades that you want. There are also a few medals that are scattered about, which help you get 100%, but you only really care about them if you're a completionist. And if you watch a certain completionist video, you know they aren't worth it. The only other thing that I feel about talking is the bugs and glitches and the loading times. Like I said in the beginning, this game is cluttered with them. During your playthrough, you can have more bugs than a freaking anthill. There may be a few that will amuse you, make you laugh, and others that will infuriate you and make you angry. And then there are the loading times. While I think they're roughly about 20 to 30 seconds, you only give it something really short, then give you another loading time that is also 20 to 30 seconds. It's like loading time, mission briefing. Loading time, then do the mission. Loading time, shows off the boss. Loading time again, and you gotta fight the boss. It really tests my patience sometimes. However, I usually calm myself down when it does. Then again, I usually do that to spite the people who hate the game, and a good game really doesn't make me have to do that. So yeah, I can understand where everybody's coming from, and I understand why some people will hate it. But Sonic 06 is still a guilty pleasure for me. Yeah, you only got a short reaction time during Sonic Speed stages, but before Sonic Unleashed, this is the fastest that Sonic has ever got. Yeah, it's kinda annoying to fight a constant supply of enemies, but I just feel so empowered when I use Shadow's Chaos powers, or when I beat down an enemy that's 5 times his size. Yeah, the physics engine is kind of pants, but don't tell me you're not satisfied when you grab a bullet out of thin air and shoot back at the enemy robots that fired at you. Satisfying. The game still has a few large problems to it, but there are still a few small things that I personally enjoy. Like I said, it's a guilty pleasure. However, I know that guilty pleasures isn't really a selling point for something. I can keep on saying why I keep liking something, but I can't really say why other people don't like it. So yeah, that's my Sonic 06 review. Did I change some minds? Probably not a lot, but hey, I just hope all of you was entertained. Next week I'll Next time, I'm gonna review a game from one of Sonic's greatest rivals. I hope you come around next time. Oh wait, Sammy, I forgot to introduce my name. You may call me the Beast. Why do I want to be called the Beast? Simple. If you take one letter away from that, you get... Thanks for watching. Wait. There's one more thing that I forgot. We're representing the Nostalgia Critic. What can I say and do that relates back to Sonic? I got it. Pumpkins!